Hey guys, today I decided to do something different. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm going to try and talk loud, but the weather is like so spot on beautiful right now. I mean, it's overcast, but the temperature is great. So I'm going to do a vlog outside. And there's birdsong in the background. Yay. So, good stuff. Today I'm going to talk about something that I get asked a lot on my K-pop videos, which I don't do a whole lot of, but I do some K-pop videos, and a lot of times people ask me, like, how did you get into K-pop? And a lot of times they're like, I've tried it, and it just really wasn't for me. I'm going to explain why it's not for foreigners sometimes, which is like going against me, because usually I'm trying to get people into K-pop because I think it's awesome. But I know it's not for everybody, and I'm not blind. I understand the reasons, and so I'm going to talk about them. So if you can't understand why you can't get into K-pop, maybe this will help explain it. And if your friends don't understand why you are madly insane about K-pop, then this might help you understand them as well. So if you search K-pop in YouTube, you're likely to have some of the iconic bands pop up. And a lot of times it's hard to understand them as a foreigner. First, I'm going to talk about Big Bang. It's a group of a couple guys that seem really like rap heavy and such, but they sing a lot too. Actually, once you start looking into them, they do a lot more ballads than they do upbeat songs. But the first song you will probably find will be Bang Bang by Big Bang. And the song itself is rather catchy, and as an American, it makes sense and the music is good. But the music video is kind of weird. Okay, so they've got like the jumping cars on suspension, and they're wearing strange outfits that are like from around the world, different like, I guess like warrior outfit kind of things. I don't know. It's a little confusing, and the music video really set me off. I didn't like that song for a while. Not just because it was cliche, but I was like, this music video is weird. Like, I cannot get into this song or this group. And for a long time I judged them hardly because of that. So I can understand why, if people first find Big Bang, why they would be really confused about K-pop and they wouldn't really get into it. Another iconic group that will probably pop up is 21, which is like 2NE1. But they're a girl group that is really, really kind of big. I mean, in late years they haven't done much, but when they first came out they were huge. And they hold a lot of the listings on the most watched music videos because their music videos are so out there, and they were really brave at their time to do the things they did. But their sound is really different. It's kind of, they have this futuristic vibe where they're like these badass girls from the future, and I can see where as a foreigner that would be kind of weird. You will probably first find their song I Am the Best, which is the most relatable one that you can come across. It's the one you're probably going to accept the easiest. But once you get into K-pop, you can understand the methods behind it and how the culture influences it. And each group strives really hard to have their own individual image, and that's important because otherwise they all end up sounding the same. So, yeah, that's why I don't like American boy bands, because they all sound the same. And K-pop, you get such a wide variety because they're trying so hard to change it up. So I can appreciate the futuristic, cool vibe, but I can understand why people who aren't into K-pop wouldn't understand where they're coming from. GOT7 is one that comes up a lot. It's really, really big. I'm not that into them even now, but I feel like it's probably the one that most foreigners could relate to the easiest, especially Americans, because a lot of us Americans grew up on NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, and they do a lot of the same stuff. Like, GOT7 literally has a music video where they're tiny people dancing with this girl watching them. Like, if that isn't 90s boy band, I don't know what is. So, they have a really young sound, and they do a lot of, like, singing. It's not much rapping and stuff. They're good, it's just I like new things. I don't want to hear what I heard when I was a kid, because, you know, it gets old. I think a lot of foreigners would have it easiest trying to enter the K-pop world by listening to GOT7, but at the same point you still could get kind of confused and unsure as to what they're doing sometimes because you don't understand what they're saying as a foreigner unless you are fluent in Korean. And sometimes they say English words and you kind of can piece together what they mean, but I don't know, sometimes it's hard to get on a level where you can be confident in what you're watching and understand it and enjoy it. Girls' Generation is probably the most iconic girl group only because it has been around forever and it's very large, always well coordinated. There's small groups within the big group, so it's like pretty decent. And their modern music that they came out more recently with, I can see where a lot of people who aren't Korean could get into it because it's catchy. I don't know, it's good. It's like club beat, but it's nice stuff. But if you start out with their earlier songs, which are a little bit bigger because they've been around longer, and so they have more views and such, they are a little weird, okay? You have to understand how Asian culture makes girls be cutesy and, like young. They go for almost, if you're a anime fan, which I know a lot of my viewers are, it's almost a lowly vibe. You kind of have to understand that to be able to understand where they come from. I don't know, Girls' Generation is probably one of the easiest girl groups to try and get into K-pop in. Any group. If you listen to one song, it can totally ruin it for you. Like how Bang Bang ruined it for me for Big Bang. I didn't want to listen to their other songs because I was like, well, this is weird, and I'm pretty sure the rest of it will be too. But no, they have beautiful ballads. Like, I closed my eyes a little too soon for that one. So, yeah. Any group, if you hit it off on the wrong song, it's going to be hard to get into K-pop. And then another group you're probably going to pull up that's quite iconic is Super Junior, and probably the most catchy and easy for foreigners song is Mamacita, which is a little confusing as to why they are trying to make the Mexican influence on a Korean song, but it's really catchy and enjoyable, and I don't know, I haven't gotten too much into their group. Sometimes they sound a lot like GOT7 and they're kind of boy band young sound, and I'm not too big on that. I like it when they mix different genres. So that's just another one that you might find. Yeah, and everybody probably knows the K-pop group I got into K-pop on is BTS. They are a relatively young group, despite what I thought at first, because I pretty much got into K-pop around the time they were getting really big. And so, Wind. Also could have hit and miss songs, like, even though I love every single one of their songs beyond, like, anything, yeah, if I started on Bulletproof, I'm pretty sure I'd be a little confused, because that song is a little bit weird, and it's got, like, a strange vibe, and it's, like, super harsh, and it's a good thing I came in on Dope, which was their most famous song until about now, when Run has gotten really huge, and Fire has blown up the internet, like, I swear. So it could be that you find BTS, and it could be that you hit it off wrong with them too. I mean, any group, you can hit and miss with the songs, and the groups themselves, they have different vibes. Like, I found I really, really like Block B because they have a harsh sound, but they smooth it out with some, like, 90s influence on the music side of it. Like, their vocals are a little bit, like, rap heavy and such, but then the music is a little lighter, so I don't know. You just gotta find what you like, because like American music, or any other music, there's multiple sides to, like, the genre of pop. Pop is so wide, you can't just narrow it down to one thing. Like, you can't just watch one video of Girls' Generation and be like, this is girly and weird, and I hate K-pop, okay? I know a lot of you probably dislike K-pop, and that's okay. I understand that completely because it's a culture difference. Every time there's a culture difference, it's a different understanding, it's a different level. You can't quite just jump in on something. Like anime even. I mean, if you watch anime, the first time you watched it, I'm pretty sure you were a little confused, but once you found the anime that just hit it off for you, you ran with it, and now you're like, speak 10 words in Japanese and go around weirding people out in cosplay and stuff. So it's like any other fandom, you just have to get into it, and K-pop is a good fandom, I'm telling you. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I understand when you guys can't get into K-pop, but I also want with my heart you to understand how awesome it is, because K-pop is like great. I mean, not that I'm saying American music sucks, which it kind of does sometimes, but yeah, it's just, you gotta find the right group for you, and it could be any group, really. You just gotta find it, and taking the time to find it is what most people don't do. It's like your choice as to whether you put in the effort to find find the K-pop that's right for you. If you want to follow me on Tumblr, I'm Topazzle, Topazzle. I do not spam my Tumblr with K-pop. I do post a lot, though. Thank you so much for watching. I am sorry for the hiatus over the summer, but, you know, we gotta enjoy this nice weather and chill for a couple months, because we live far away from each other. Yeah, I'm like all alone back at home. I have no friends here. Yeah, that's fun. So